Fortnite is dead or dying, according to every recommended video on my YouTube homepage, and now even the most honest and truthful man on the YouTube scene, the one and only Smith Plays, the master of the top 5 crappy Fortnite videos, has finally capitalized on this as well and put the nail in the coffin for Fortnite for good. Hi, my name is Sonny Evans, and before we begin, I have a steamy, juicy Fortnite geographic coming up this weekend, so stay tuned for that. But before we start, I want to chat about Fortnite and have a nice discussion started on the topic. So let's start off with the question. Dear viewer or listener, what do you think about Fortnite? Is it dying? Is it fine? Is it still on track? What do you think? Let me know in the comments down below. Again, it's all for the purpose of getting a conversation started, and I want to hear from everyone, from people who like the game, from people who hate it. It's good to hear everyone's opinion on the game and on its mechanics. Well, let us take a look, see what the YouTuber's thought process is. So, a YouTuber called Geds made a video called Fortnite is finally dying, which kinda started the gosh darn tsunami of Fortnite is dying, dead, crippled, shot out of the butler cannon into the darkness. So let's hear some of the points Geds made. Now, I'm not hating on the good sir, no, not at all. The points he made are valid criticism from the standpoint of someone who is decent at the game. So let us take a gander. He basically brings up 4 main points. Bloom skill gap, it catering to new players, and the fact that Epic Games caters to every whimsical desire of the Fortnite player base. So the Bloom, yeah, it is kind of a pile of smelly horse poop. Now Geds compares Fortnite's Bloom to H1Z1s or H1Z1s, depending on where you're from, the shooting patterns of those, which in a way is a wee bit similar. The main difference is, or well, was, I have no clue what the situation is with H1Z1 shooting. I quit playing that game quite a while ago for obvious reasons, but in H1Z1 you had pretty clear recoil patterns. The AR's first shot was dead on, then the recoil started bouncing the gun from left to right, so in order to get perfect accuracy, in 99% of the time in gun battles you had to tap and pace the shooting regardless, which is kinda similar to Fortnite really. At long ranges, it was basically impossible to spam AR fire and kill someone. I would even go as far as to say you have more chance in killing someone in Fortnite than in H1Z1 when you spam your AR from afar. H1Z1 really pushed you to learn the way of the 2-tap. One for the helmet, one for the head. Et voila, you had a kill. Now my point is, Bloom is not perfect, but 100% accuracy is not either. The skillful players in the game will absolutely laser blast everyone, and believe me, that would not be fun at all. So that leaves us with option number 3, recoil or spray patterns. Now, do I think that Fortnite would benefit from recoil or spraying patterns like in H1Z1 or even CSGO? Well, yeah, probably. Battle Royale is one big RNG fest for starters. From the minute you drop out of the bus or plane, or in Tab G style you get blasted out of a convoy of flying trucks, well, you are kinda left to your own devices. With a bit of luck you'll find a shotgun and can protect yourself early game, and if you aren't that lucky, well, you will die. So if Fortnite gets some sort of update to the shooting to make it more consistent, that would be pretty helpful actually. So fair play Geds, fair play. Now all the other points he makes kinda go hand in hand with catering to new or even existing players. Yes, the decreased skill gap by giving people less resources so they please and get a tight grip on the new player base, while constantly implementing new and, well, intriguing and in some cases even useless items only to be tossed out of the game somewhere down the line. Geds and a lot of people do not like this, and I kinda understand that. Where's the fun in learning the one thing in the game that can give you the upper hand on your opponent, only to make it harder and harder to actually do? You obtain less materials, more are being used by everyone who attempts building, and yeah, that is kind of the main gripe for the majority of the YouTubers and players of Fortnite. Now that all being said, we'll kinda summarize Geds' video. Go check it out yourself if you want to see it, the link will be in the description down below. He just uploaded a follow-up on that as well, so check that out as well. Now my thoughts on this kinda differ. Like the title states, Fortnite is dying, but is it really? Well, I don't think it is. Epic Games are constantly evolving their game with new weapons and gameplay mechanics and limited time events. Even the map gets frequent updates. The daily challenges keep people going as well, and then of course there's the new skins, etc, etc. If you look at the game and what content it is pushing out on a near enough weekly basis, it is actually unheard of. Now, this sort of evolution of a game is something new. A lot of companies are talking about creating games as a service. Take for instance Destiny or The Division, GTA Online, Sea of Thieves. And in their case it is all true. But they take months to update their game with a handful of new features. While every week I log on to Fortnite, I feel like there's some new stuff. The map looks somewhat different, there's new modes, sometimes new weapons, new skins. It really feels like it is constantly evolving. Now, whether that is a good thing, I don't quite know, cause at what point is the game actually finished? What could Fortnite possibly need to improve at this point with implementation of new stuff? And quite frankly, I believe that it doesn't need anything anymore. It has all the guns for every situation, every item you possibly need, the core game runs smooth. So do we actually need a new weapon every 2 weeks or so? And I think the answer to that is no, we don't need that at all, but that is kind of what keeps the game fresh and even alive. That and the constant updates. To me, Fortnite is not just a battle royale, it is a game that is constantly surprising me with new and fresh things. And that is something I really want to applaud Epic Games for. Whether you are a fan of Fortnite or Battle Royale or absolutely hate it, if you could copy and paste the mindset Epic Games has to your favorite game, it would be a whole lot more interesting, even years down the line. Now, with that all being said, of course the core game needs more polishing. The bloom in the game does not make sense. It could use recoil patterns, it could use spraying patterns, whatever. It needs to be more consistent with the shooting, and it needs to at least try to cater less to the new players. I think if Epic Games irons out those issues, we'd have a complete and final game. Now, before I give my final thoughts on the burning question, is Fortnite dying, I need to talk about one more thing, which is Battle Royale in general. Now, you may or may not have noticed, but Fortnite is kind of a big success. So much so that every game developer is latching on it like a leech on a naked exposed buttock. But what that will do to the Battle Royale genre is something we will have to learn with time. Whether the COD Royale, Battlefield Royale, or hell, even a FIFA Royale would take a chunk out of their player base, well, we're just gonna have to wait that one out. And I think when that time comes, it is truly time to question Fortnite's survival. Cause at the moment, no game comes even close to what Fortnite does. Even PUBG is being left in the dust. Now, this is not a PUBG bashing video, like I said a billion times. They are both completely different games. It's like comparing COD to Battlefield. Either way, that kinda sums it up. So do I think Fortnite is dying? No, I think that Fortnite is thriving off the hype, and it will remain to do so until perhaps the day comes a AAA game will swoop in and take a large chunk of the Fortnite player base. Now, what do you think? You let me know in the comments down below, and if you have enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Keep your eyes open for that new Fortnite geographic. Ladies and gentlemen, dear viewers, peace out.